Hey. Okay, so I came on a little earlier, said a little something. But I think I need to reiterate again, because I don't think people always comprehend. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm in the world and I need money and I want to have a lot of money because I want to have a car, I want to have a house, I want to have all these nice things, I want to have some bling bling, I want to have, the best, I want to be the best dressed, I want to be the best driving, I want to have, the best whip, blah, blah, the fastest, the something. Okay. All of that is called doing business with the corporation. Like, some of the basics are just great or whatever, you need them. They're basics. You don't really need them. You need them to be adjusted until you really, really comprehend who you are and what you don't need. Okay, so, and we're all different people. Let me say that. We're all different people. We're not all meant to walk in the light. We're not all meant to ascend. So, a lot of time, I have a lot of hesitation when I get on here recently, or not recently, well, I haven't been on, because I'm conflicted, because I'm realizing there's a whole lot of fuckery. A lot of people are stupid as fuck, and they don't know how they got themselves into situations that they got themselves into, but they're in there. And as much as they want to be out of those situations because they don't want to suffer from the punishments that come along with those situations, the reality is you're in that situation because you have the worst fucking mindset there is. Because if you had a better mindset, you could still be excelling and not be in that situation, because you would just know, well, hey, look, this particular thing isn't for me. This is not a path that I want to walk. Now I'm going to say this because I was walking some path, was all over the fucking place, back and forth, but it seems like somehow I was still in a median, which is not necessarily a good thing, but I was closer leaning to the good side than I was to the bad side. Now, I did some bad things, well, not bad things, some questionable things, because I was questionable in my own mind, but at the same time, that was not my intent. My intent was, I'm curious, So curiosity led me to do some questionable things. But literally, once you have fulfilled that curiosity, you're no longer curious, you have a knowing comprehension of what it is, you walk away from that shit. Now, when you don't walk away and you stay and you indulge and you just decide, I'm going to just keep on doing this because this is some good shit, that's some foul shit. So you were supposed to be enacting these steps because you know that there is some fuckery afoot in the mainstream of life that they are telling you to get in. Okay, so there are so many different ways to still be successful and not be in the mainstream fuckery of life. So when I tell you these things, I'm telling you how to get out of the mainstream fuckery. But the reality is, if you are trying to get out to be in control or to have a certain amount of money or income so that you can be at the top in the midst of the doing business, you are wasting your fucking time. You might as well stay in there. You might as well just stay the fuck in there. So, and I'm not saying not to have nice things. I'm saying to not think that these nice things are creating the essence of who you are. Like, oh, if I don't look good, then, I just can't be out in public, or I just can't get along with myself, and I need to be able to impress people. I don't give a fuck about who I impress. Most times I don't think I'm impressing anybody. The days that I am impressing somebody, I have no fucking clue. So it is all about the intent that you carry in your heart and your soul. You can't be sitting around in your mind and thinking, well, I want to appear to have a good positive output, because it's not about who is looking at you from these physical eyes. It is about what your soul is exuding to the universe. It is about what your intent is to whatever you are running into on this physical level. On this physical level, if you have a shitty intent, but you are doing these things that appear to be kind, but you have a shitty goal just to be seen, you are wasting your fucking time and everybody else's. So you're not getting nowhere. You're wasting your time. You're a part of the fuckery, and it's not going unseen. And unfortunately, it is really difficult to change intent, because intent is part of it's part of your heart's goal and mission. And if you're just a selfish, shitty person, then you got some huge reconciliation that needs to be happening inside of you. You know, I don't know how to say what I really want to say here today. And let me say another thing. Thinking that you will be given protections because you enact these paperwork steps isn't necessarily true. It means that you really will be reconciled, because whatever offices that are watching these lower offices get away with what they're getting away with, because you have never put yourself into a position of control, or a position of responsibility. That's what I should call it, a position of responsibility. Now, they're watching you, and while maybe those other offices can't just come out and blatantly attack you anymore, what is happening is now you are putting yourself into a position where you need to be reconciled by a higher office, which is absolutely fucking wonderful, because they are not playing around. There's no fuckery afoot, which is great. But now this is an honest, full-on, not attack, but a reconciliation, because you can't be put into a position where you can just have full-out fuckery. That's definitely being reconciled. So, but the people who are just trying to figure out life and just saying, you know what, I'm lost, and I don't have any, I've never been given any direction, I've never been given any true you can't be given comprehension, you have to come into comprehension. I've never been given any real foundation to work from, to grow from. Okay, now, those are the people that when they start asserting themselves, when they start learning the process, those are the people who are going to receive some blessing. So, and it's not that your goal is working toward the blessing. Your goal should be, I just want decency. Like, I think that most of the assistance that I have gotten through my life is because someone really sees some decency in the projection that I am exuding. I don't know, maybe I'm not saying that correctly. But it's not about being selfish. It's not about having things. It's about trying to get to a place where there is more decency being spread. Just decency on top of decency on top of decency on top of decency. And once you get to that point where you're just decency is then you're like, okay, well, what is kindness? Are you giving out kindness? Like, really, are you doing that? Or are you just like, well, I'm being decent for the sake of being decent, but I really don't give a fuck about nothing else. It's just, okay, so now you're just a selfish motherfucker. Because other people learn from their surroundings. And if you're around them, you are their surroundings. So if you're being decent and you don't give a fuck, then they know you don't give a fuck. I was raised around people who were decent and they didn't give a fuck. So it's like there's a certain kindness. And like I said, it's not surface bullshit. It is genuine. It is something that is like, I am nice to people when I don't want to be nice to people. I am nice to people when I am regretting having been nice to those people because they have no fucking gratitude. They have no fucking give back. They have no fucking sense of decency. But that is my cross to bear because my goal is to give decency and to hope that decency is returned. So, anyway, so start with decency. Just get up and just try to be decent. Then try to be kind. Know that when you are seeing something that is not the most decent that you could imagine, just try to put a monkey wrench in that nastiness. Just see your goal as being, I want to not do harm. Start with something as simple as, I want to not do harm. Because it's hard for people to be good to people because most people feel stupid being good to people because most people have been really shitty to them. Okay, so if you don't know how to be good to people for the sake of being good, just get up every day and say, I am not making any attempts to cause and bring harm. And then build on from there. Maybe that's where it begins. I don't think that's where it begins. I think that's the absolute lowest. But some of y'all are working from some extremely low fucking levels. Some of y'all have been in your surroundings for so long and you're looking at the surroundings and you're thinking that, well, I'm just going to reflect what I've been given. No, don't do that. Don't do that. The reason why you're getting that is because someone else is reflecting what they've been given. Stop yourself. And hopefully, because you've stopped yourself, you will stop the next motherfucker. And then hopefully they, in turn, in being stopped, will stop the next motherfucker. It's not because you attempt to take charge of a situation, tell people what to do. It's because you've taken charge of yourself and people see what you are doing and they want to reflect that. So, okay, so that's my tirade for the day. So y'all figure it out and I'm wishing you well with that.